saying about you got something about you can pick up certain people's energy. What you were saying before we started?
Yeah. We all are energy based. Primarily, we all belong to one. The prayer we say when we say Amun is the one watcher. Question here would ask, well, why or what make Amun the one watcher? It says he never slumbers, nor sleep, right? Well, let's move to the first slide. This is Amun here, right? He the one watcher who neither slumbers nor sleep. Amun is the creative force. The creative force does not know death. It is always active. It is always creating. Its power is unended. Therefore, consciousness of the world cannot be suspended. So Amun cannot sleep nor slumber. We would want to make comparison with ourselves sometimes based upon our, let me say, limited wisdom at times. But let's look and see if we find Amun within ourselves in that sense, right? You, the individual, you do not sleep. You believe that?
Yes. Excuse me, you said we never sleep.
No, you does not sleep.
Can you explain that?
All right. I'll try. What rest is the body?
Yes, sir.
You put the body down to rest because the body needs to be rejuvenated. It is a body that is given that you can do what we call the man-doing or your manual operations. But you are not the body. So what you do, you rest the body down at a certain times. When the sun is going down, we see when Ra goes down, right? He goes into the underworld. But when he goes into the underworld, he also reflects his quality back into the world that he just came from, through the moon. Right? The reflection of the moon is a reflection of Ra. Good? Well, you reflect your own self in what you call dreams. So you travel from one spree into a different spree, which we call the astral plane, or the dream world. And in that world, you continuously having activities, either creating things, either good or bad, pleasure or pain. So you is always active. You cannot sleep because your essence doesn't know anything about death. It cannot slumber. It cannot sleep. It doesn't know, it doesn't have that quality. So what you are acting on, your identification of the body resting, then you identify the body as you sleeping, but you are not really sleeping, you're resting the body.
That's good.
So Amun here is you, the essence of your being, the hidden essence of you. Who is Amun? Amun is the hidden. So that hidden essence of you, which is Amun, which you doesn't understand, who is your true self, that hidden aspect. You know, we see the body and we identify and we say, this is us, right? This is me. But deep down, you know, there is something beyond the body, right? And you're trying to understand that thing. Good? You look at yourself in a mirror sometime and you want to see if you could see it, right? That's the hidden aspect of you, which is the Amun. So you rest the body. So Amun say here. Now this deals with the principle of what I call reciprocation. It's a reciprocation thing that is going on here, right? Watch what, let me see if we could find it. Amun says, Lord of the thrones, of the two lands, and Lord of heaven. So I kind of give it a little transliteration. Medu Jidi Tawi Neb Hem Hem. Words spoken by Neb Hem Hem. Translation: the word spoken, Lord to land in million true. As a matter of fact, I read in the second one. I changed it this morning. This is it here. Neb throne, Neb, thrones, Tawi. That is two land. Neb, this is Pet, this is heaven. And this here is Wazet, means the ruler of Wazet. You see the shepherd rod? That means the ruler of Wazet, right? So Neb, throne, Tawi, Pet, Wazet. Translated Lord of thrones, two land, Lord heaven, ruler Wazet. Contextualization. The Lord of the thrones of the two land, Lord of heaven, and the ruler of the city of Wazet. Now, Wazet, in one sense, was considered to be the major in the four upper region of Egypt. Wazet was considered to be a major city. So metaphysically, what are we saying here? The four major aspects of our being on the upper region, right? Because Wazet becomes the great city. And because it becomes that great city, all economics, everything has to pass through Wazet. Good? So metaphysically, now what are we speaking about? The heart becomes the major function in your being. Without your heart, you cannot exist. Your heart is the reservoir, carries like a reservoir, right? It carries all your likes and all your dislikes. Good? So whatever you put within the heart, that's what you would get. Good? Whatever comes out of the heart, that's what you put into the heart. Good? So which means you are the one to be the ruler of your own emotions, the ruler of your own feelings. You have to control and rule your own self. Wazet. Metaphysically, that's the shepherd rod, and that's Wazet there. So you, as Amun, that hidden aspect, must learn how to rule yourself.
So then does it mean that Wazet is the heart, basically?
Metaphysically, we're going there.
Metaphysically, okay.
It becomes the heart.
Okay.
Good? Now what I'm trying to get here to you, I want you to see how the scripture is used, right? And the ancient, when you're using the scripture, and who is really represented in the scriptures. So it is not something outside of you to say, well, there are personalities dwelling on the outside, and you're going to meet them on the outside. All these personalities are on the inside of you. You are the king, you are the queen. You are the god, you are the goddess. You see? So what it is telling us here, you who never slumbers nor sleep, good? Good? Has to be able now to fall into that category to understand that you are Amun. So you never slumber nor sleep. So what is telling you along the line? Because you have such potential, why are you pulling yourself down in the state at times where you feel depressed? Why are you always telling yourself that you're bad lucky? Why are you always telling yourself that you have nothing? Why are you looking at yourself as a failure? You are not. You have the qualities. But if you keep yourself always thinking that you are not, then you act as if you are not. Making sense? So you have to have what they call, you have to develop the energy. That's why in the practice of this teaching, we have the yogic practice, the physical yogic practice, in order to help you to develop the energy that you always have that spur. You are always pushing forward, because you need a slumber or sleep. Now, you have many things in your life sometimes, and because you doesn't understand, you're looking for Amun to shake you up. But you have to shake up Amun in you. You see? So you sit back sometimes with situations and things in your hand, and you say, well, you know, I believe in God, or I believe in Amun, and Amun who never slumber nor sleep, he gonna come and take care of it. It don't work that way. You have to be the energetic one. You have to put it forward. As Dr. Ben would say, they say that God made man in his image and likeness, but Dr. Ben told it around. He said, no, man made God in his image and his own likeness.
Yeah, true.
You see? So we have the energy, we have the potential. We are not sleepers. We don't sleep. And once we understand that we don't sleep, then everything we do it from an energetic point. When I say everything, I'm dealing with the objectives that you love the most, the things you want to do. You don't sit back with it and just say, well, somebody gonna do it for me, and then this gonna happen. No. You keep driving forward at it. Whether you understand it or you don't understand, but the little that you understand, you drive at it. Because you have that waking energy always inside of you, because you are that waking energy. You who never slumbers nor sleep. But your conditioning causes you to look at yourself as if you are a misfit in time and space. Making sense to you?
Making sense.
See? So you have to develop that energetic quality within you and drive forward along the line. Keep moving forward along the line, and that's the only way you can accomplish what God in you set out for you to accomplish. Now, you won't accomplish what somebody else accomplished, although they may be comparable. Because if I buy a car, you could buy a car. But I may buy a Lexus, and you buy a Corona. See? So we can make a comparison. You have a car, I have a car. But when we started taking it to an economic balance and all the things, well, one spending more than the other. You see? So you don't go with that kind of comparison in the sense, but note to yourself that you have the quality, right? Look at yourself. Whatever you is giving out to the divine, whatever you're giving out in the universe, that is the only thing you will receive back. So if you are giving out the quality of negligence, you are giving out the quality of negativism, you are giving out the quality of selfishness, irresponsibility, what do you think is going to get back? Because it is the principle of reciprocation. And right through the temples as I walk about, that's all I've been seeing, reciprocation. And that's the way life is really all about. Rainfall, the heat from the ground, create a vapor. And that vapor rises back up into clouds. And then we have rain again. See what's going on here? Things are reciprocating itself all the time, right? Just keep recycling, as we would call it, right? And that's our lives. But if we want to have what we call the happiness in life, the beauty in life, good? We don't want to fall asleep in life. Then we have to learn how to reciprocate that energy. Then we can see to ourselves how then Amun never slumbers, no, he never sleeps.
Good. Okay.
But if you believe, only believe, and you're not trying to know, so which means you are not doing the discipline in order to understand what it is all about, then you just remain with a belief. And you could end up being a fanatic, having a lot of fanatics about the place, people just having debates and conversation about this, that, and the other without no foundation. Always talking about, well, you know, listen, people, we should be doing this. You know, they should be doing that. Well, you know, this is to be done. Well, all right, that's good. It's sounding good. Come into the area now where they're doing these things and you'll see what happens. The moment you come into the area, or they who's having that big debate, always telling you, well, this is to be done, we should do this, and this is good. Put them into the area where that happens. Now they start to find faults. Oh, they have a good plan, man. Oh, you know, this ain't going good, man. This one I said, I don't like what I said. I don't like how they're doing it, man. You start to find faults, right? Well, because it doesn't understand. So you just have a conversation and you just want to run about egoistically and make people believe that you know everything. So you could ramage, as we would say back home. You know ramage, you might know that, right?
What is that? What is that?
Ramage is when you have a sweet singing bird and the next person have one and you put them together and they both start to sing like on a Sunday morning. we would bring them out, and they both only singing songs going down the line. We call it Ramajane. Now that's a West Indian too, right? You see? So you don't want to find yourself in this kind of a debate situation, right? You want to have that energy and knowing that you and Amun is the same, so there is no slumbering within you. There is no sleeping within you, because you and Amun is the same. You are in control. So when you call into Amun, you call into the deeper aspect of yourself. That's who you call into. The deeper aspect, which is your true self, which neither slumber nor sleep. That's what you call into. But because of conditioning, you find yourself out of control, doesn't understand what is actually taking place, and you follow your conditioning rather than follow your true self. You know, sometimes you get what you call an intuitive kind of a thought like reasoning, that you say, oh, they call it the aha times, where sometimes, you know, you may be struggling with some type of thought or idea, and all of a sudden you may be doing something clean out of you, you understand, and all of a sudden the answer came to you. Aha! You see? Because why? You allow the thought now to settle down within the mind. And it goes down now, it refines itself, and now it brings the answer to you. And that's where your meditation comes in. Meditation doesn't have anything, or it shouldn't be looked upon as though you're going to find some kind of choir. So when you close your eye, you open your eye, you want to see flowers and choirs. Angelic hosts in your meditation. That's not what it is all about. Meditation is to bring you into a state of awareness. So when you sit to meditate, you don't look for all of these things. You don't suspend your life. Suspend yourself, so you're looking at something in the future, and then you're looking at something in the back, the past. So your life is suspended now. No. You need to drop all of that and come in the present. When you come into the present, that's the only way you can be able to understand it. Then you can become aware of everything around you. You become aware of your thoughts, your ideas. From the time a thought slipped into the mind or cognitively began to arise from the primordial ocean within the mind, you can trap it, you can hear it, you can feel it, you know it's coming. But you have to be able to control it. You know, sometimes when the thought comes into, I don't smoke, but some people smoke, right? They say, I don't want to smoke anymore. But they can't control the thought. So if they can't control the thought, physically they're going to manifest it. You see? But you have to trap it in the instant, and that's where the will comes in. That's where you become the controller of Wazet. The city, the heart. You have to control those desires that is coming from that reservoir. That's why the teaching is pushing us along the line in order to what? Bring lucidity to our lives. Bring the heart into a pure state. When the heart is in a pure state, then all that comes out of the heart at that point is only purity. And in that state, well, you know, definitely you're full of weak. Understanding it? Making sense? Question?
Yes, is that the higher consciousness within us?
Higher state of consciousness. Okay. Yes, you're moving into a higher state of consciousness.
Yeah.
But there are more than that going up the line. Okay. But it is the higher state of consciousness. Okay. Well, we call it the higher state of consciousness, but it's becoming more conscious of yourself, because consciousness in the true sense is only one thing.
Okay.
But the more you become conscious of yourself, is the more what we call, you say you're going to a higher state.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Good?
Good.
So they call it a higher state of consciousness. And that's the higher state that they call Amun. It's the higher state of consciousness which never slumber nor never sleeps. Make sense?
Yes.
And hear what Amun say here again. The duty, Neb,